Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're finally starting with the ring beam. But what is a ring beam and why exactly do we need it? So imagine this being our little house, plain and simple. What we need to do is add a concrete ring on top of the walls to connect the house, make it sturdier, and be able to build a roof on top of it. So let's get on to it. Since we needed to wait for all the materials we ordered for the concrete beam to be ready and delivered, I decided to get rid of the concrete slab/floor in the little house, just not to lose time while waiting. And you know what time finally came? To take these doors out. Okay, clean. Now I see exactly what the floor looks like. And now I can start demolishing it. Guess who saved me today? Our good old Frano. Fala Frano. So let me explain. The neighbor that we usually take the electricity has some issues, so we couldn't connect there. And all the neighbors that are closest to our house, they're not there, so we cannot connect. And there's a 50-meter cable, and then we have another 20-meter, and we made it just to Frane's house, which is on the other side of the village. He said it's not going to be enough. I said it will, and check this out. If we follow this cable, this is the little house that I need to demolish the floor in. Look where the cable arrives. Literally here in front of the house. So finally, time to take out the big guns. Ta-da! Now this is some serious business. Floor demolition with this thing should be a piece of cake. Let's see. And of course, there's no chisel. No way. Attempt number 2. But now I got these two bad boys with me. I just spent half an hour or almost an hour going for these, but yeah, you live and you learn. Cannot be perfect. Now let's hook him up and see how it goes. Unbelievable. So we literally have just enough cord to reach the furthest end here. Amazing. We made it. Yes. Now let's start hammering. Of course. We bought everything. It wasn't easy. I gave the guy that works in the store a bit of stress to find all these screws and sizes and everything. We took some time, but yeah, definitely happy with the result. ChatGPT was quite accurate on the price. I would say it was probably 5% off, which is amazing. And also we couldn't find the exact sizes. For example, for the rod, there's gonna be casted in the ring beam and then connect the wooden beam with the ring beam. They didn't have the exact size, the 16 millimeter, so they had 14 or 18, and I went for 18. Always better safe than sorry. We did spend probably 50 euros more, but yeah, anyway, we're doing this ourselves, so we're saving thousands and thousands of euros just on this ring beam project, and spending a couple of euros more is definitely not gonna hurt our pockets. Okay, done. We got our rods, we got our boards, and we got our cement. Okay, I have everything ready here, what I transported yesterday. So all the sand, gravel, the rebars, the boards, wooden boards, and now we need to cut these 32 8mm bars to 1 meter length to do stirrups. And funny story about that. First, let's demonstrate what a stirrup is. It's basically something like this. We need 130 of those that we're gonna connect with the straight bars and make a complete rebar around the house, ready to pour concrete. Now, as I said, we need 130 of these. I haven't thought, well, I actually thought about it, and that's the worst. Probably in the store, they can already prepare all of that. But yeah, I didn't do it, and now I need to cut all of these and then bend them myself. It's gonna take, hopefully I make it in the whole afternoon, but yeah, it's not worth stressing. We're doing this kind of first time, so yeah, you learn on the go. Next time we know what to do. Okay, after 20 minutes of cutting, we have everything ready. So remember, we had 32 rods, so now times 4, exactly 128. That's what we need, and then we have the leftovers here, which are a bit shorter. Now it's time to bend them, and for that we need to improvise our own manual DIY bender. And this is a section where I wasted around 20 stirrups. I did them wrong because of inappropriate preparation. But let's explain exactly what happened. I'm taking the electricity from Frano, which is back there, and I didn't have enough cord to run all the way to the main house where we have a concrete floor and where I can make proper DIY device to bend stirrups. So I only had cord running to here. So yeah, I try to do directly on the rock. You can see some of the leftover pins. I also didn't have the correct size of the drill attachment, so I only had I had 10 and this is 8, so they're also loose. Yeah, that didn't work, so I went to hardware store, to Pevex, of course. I bought the extender, another 20 meters of cord, and this is what we got. And here we go, new and improved. So what we did here is that 20 meter extender cord did its purpose. Now we could run the electricity all the way here to the main house. where we have a concrete slab. So I was able to pin these boards into the slab. I also bought 8mm driller attachment, how it's called, I don't know. So yeah, these are now finally stiff and they're not moving. They're tight in the slab. So I put 2 boards. I think these are two. These are each 2.5 centimeters. So here we have 5 centimeter clearance from the floor. So I can easily bend the stirrups without scraping my knuckles here on the floor, on the slab. And yeah, so here we have, then I pinned another one, which is going to be basically support from upwards. And then the only thing we need to do is to determine the distances of our stirrups, right? But let's explain a bit better. So first I start with the hook. I'm gonna bend it to 135 degrees. Then I simply turn the hook to the other side to start with the first length of 12 centimeters. I pin it to the first pin. Then on the second pin, 43 centimeters. Then I'm done with the first part. Then again 12. And then for the final part is 43, which I finish up with the 135 degree hook. And that's it. Nice. The final goal for today is bend all of these. There's around 120 of them. Okay, we're somewhere halfway through and it's time for lunch. I need to put some protein in these biceps. Let's see what we have for lunch. And ta-da! So we have cooked eggs, fresh paprika and fresh carrot. This is kind of food that if your mom packs you for school lunch, then you end up in a nerd group. And when you open a container, the whole school knows. But yeah, now I need some protein, so I won't complain. Let's eat this, enjoy the view a little bit, and get back to work. I'm so lazy to go back to finish this. I still have, I think, around 70 or so, maybe a bit less, 60. But yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. And you're looking at almost 130 stirrups. It took me about 3 hours. Okay, I'm definitely glad that one is done. So I did around 130 stirrups. As I said, I know in the back of my mind that I can just order them in a store to make them. But then I kind of forgot, and only when I came here and already brought the rods, it came to my mind. So yeah, I don't know exactly how much they would charge to do that there, but probably not more than 50 euros. I don't know. So yeah, 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours, 50 euros. Well, yeah, the goal on this channel is to save as much money as we can. That's why also we're doing it ourselves. So I guess mission accomplished here. We didn't save time, but yeah, currently we have a bit more time than money. So yeah, that'll work for us. But anyway, that's behind us, and now we gotta connect all these stirrups and tie them to the horizontal bars and also make the corners so we can finish with the steel work and then pass on to actually making the mold for concrete. I stopped briefly so I can show you the sunset from here. It's amazing, the colors, beautiful. And look at the clouds. So this is our window, our doors, and that's our sunset. Okay, another day, same challenge. Let's finish these stirrups. And I got a little surprise for you. Look who we got here. Ta-da!
Hey guys, I'm back.
Pau is back. So we didn't say probably yet, but I actually stopped working, so I'll be doing full-time construction on the houses. We're planning and hoping to finish the houses by next summer.
Yeah, and I'm still working full-time at my job, so that's why I can only join on the weekends. So yeah, that's the reason why you have seen less about me and more about Gabriel.
But yeah, let's continue with the stirrups and hopefully get that done today. We should be twice as fast. Yes, I was doing. Not a bad way, isn't it? Yeah, it took me a bit too. But main thing, maybe. Exactly. No, it's even more straight. It's gonna be unstable. No, it's gonna be unstable. Yeah, I think.
When life gives you lemons, let's make lemonade. This is creative thinking. Oh.
We're doing 10 centimeter distance between the stirrups in the first half meter, so until here, and then 15 centimeters distance in the middle, and then in the end again 10 centimeter distance. We still need to do these. And now let's show you how we tie them. We're also going with 3 rods because we have a span of 43 centimeters. So that was actually advice from my grandpa who built houses his whole life, and he said he advised me to also put the one in the middle. And yeah, also our stirrup distance is a bit, maybe someone would say overkill. Usually people would probably go with 20 centimeter distance, but yeah, since we're not paying the work, only the material, we can afford to spend more on that material and then make sure that the house stays for hopefully hundreds of years. And the tying job, as you already probably noticed, is really fiddly and time consuming. We tied with we call it burnt wire. So I'll basically just snap a little part here, and then what I do, if you come closer here, I'll just run it through. I'll cross it and then run it through the remaining 2 corners, again up, and then I'll simply tie it very tight by twisting the wire. I always try to make sure to snap the edges, so later on when transporting I don't cut myself. We finally finished with the 4 bars that are 2 meters 40, and they're for the parts that are going to be sloped. And now we still have 2 bigger ones of 390, then 1, 2, 3, 4 corners down, and then the 2 corners for the slope up. So yeah, 2 more big bars of 390 and 6 corners.
No?
So as you know by now already, hopefully this is a stirrup, and these little things are called hooks, right? It's important that they are not all in the same corner. So if I put one like this, I'm gonna put one, the other one is gonna be, the next one is gonna be on the opposite corner, or it can be up like this, up down, but main thing is that we don't put them all in the same corner, one next to another, because they also serve as an anchor. One of the issues that nerves us a little bit is, especially when we're doing these long ones of 390, we have a lot of hooks on the side. So the problem is to run the bar through all of these, as you can see, and not be hitting or clipping these upper ones. So sometimes it's very hard because the stirrups are not all perfectly even, for the bar to enter between this one and go into this one, if you know what I mean. So it's taken us it is a bit of a challenge to get it in. We're making it little by little.
We decided to stop for today. We finished the 3.9 meters bar. And now we're gonna go help our friend Frane to cut up some wood. So follow us.
And that was it for this weekend, folks. I hope you liked it. And
We hope you learned something.
Yeah, you learned something. We definitely did learn a lot. And yeah, it was quite tough. It took more time than I expected. But yeah, tying all of these, well, first cutting, because you remember we originally purchased only the 6-meter rods, right? Two sizes, 12 millimeters and 8 millimeters. So yeah, we had to cut each, bend them into stirrup. Well, first make that DIY bender, then bend them, 130 of those, and then tie them all together with the horizontal rods. And yeah, so that definitely took time. I'm glad that we're almost done with that part, with the iron part, steel part, and now next thing is to put the mold with the woods, where we can then pour the concrete. So yeah, you can see both in the next video. Yeah, we also got Pau back after some time.
I miss working here, but yeah, after a 1-month-long vacation with my family, I'm finally back, and just on the weekends. And see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.